Welcome everyone to our second annual Pediatrics Innovation Startup Demo Day. Today we are proud to partner with our co-host, Valley Children's Healthcare, one of our member owners, to share with you several healthcare startup companies and to showcase some innovation projects that are happening.
This one is close to my heart, so I'm excited to see it moving forward too. We have Noreen and Olga from Actuated Medical with their TubeClear product.
Hi, my name is Maureen Mulvihill, and I'm President and CEO of Actuated Medical, and we're here today to talk about TubeClear Junior. We're using innovative motion to enable pediatric patients to thrive. So we know nutrition is critical. We heard in another presentation how important nutrition is, but nutrition is important for these pediatric patients to thrive. So during COVID, we had a doctor from Dayton Children's Hospital call us, and he said, I have a patient whose feeding tube has been clogged for 8 days, and I found you on Google. Can you help us? So we overnighted our TubeClear system to him. We trained him via video, and then I spoke to him on the phone. And about 2 hours later, he sent us this email, and he said, we were able to restore patency of that tube, and we avoided a surgical procedure for that patient. What an incredible day for our small company. Well, we know feeding tubes are necessary to provide nutrition for patients. And we know in the pediatric population, we're talking about either 100 to 200,000 pediatric patients annually have feeding tubes that they need to provide that nutrition. Well, we know there's a complication that these feeding tubes clog at about a 25% clog rate. So 1 in 4 patients are dealing with feeding tube clogs. And these are actual feeding tube clogs that nurses sent us. Once we started talking about we have a solution for them, they started sending us pictures, and they're disgusting, right? They look like, I don't know what they look like, old macaroni or something. But anyway, for pediatric patients, when the feeding tube clogs, they have to pull it out and put a new tube in. And that replacement has risks. And malposition of the feeding tube into the lungs is significant in the pediatric population. It's been known to say between 21 and 59% of times that they're malpositioned rather than in the GI system, they go into the trachea. So now we're talking about pneumonia, pneumothorax, or even worse. Well, there's a device called the TubeClear system, and I'm one of the co-inventors. The TubeClear system works while the tube remains in the patient. It works at bedside, and it works in minutes, but it's only FDA cleared for adults. Well, this is how it works. There's a control box outside of the body. It's connected to a clearing stem. The clearing stem is inserted into the feeding tube, and the distal tip of that vibrates up and down, and it breaks up that clog. We also have a depth control collar on the upper end of the clearing stem that's set for the length of the feeding tube. So with proper setting of the depth control collar, it never exits the feeding tube. We had a Penn State nurse did a study, and he found that TubeClear was more effective and faster than the other technologies that they use. They use enzymes, they use water and a syringe. With TubeClear, we're 93% effective, and with enzymes and the others, less than 30. Time to clear, which means when the nurse starts the procedure to restoring patency, our device is about 9 minutes, but the other technologies are well over 100 minutes. And with that nursing shortage now, every minute a nurse uses on something, if we can shorten that out, it's wonderful. We have patents in the US, and we have international patents, and we also have it trademarked. Well, we have 6 regulatory clearances, but they're for adults. We can clear most feeding tubes that are 6 French and larger, but as I said, they're for adults. We can even clear, we're indicated by the FDA to clear the Avanos MIC, the Avanos Mickey, and the AMT GJ tubes. But what about the pediatric indication? Well, we've talked to the FDA, and the FDA wants 15 to 20 patients, and they want a behavioral response. They want to know if these patients after the procedure are pulling or yanking at these feeding tubes. We have an ongoing clinical study at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. We've enrolled 2 patients, but that study, due to COVID and staffing issues, is on hold right now. We just got IRB approval at Texas Children's, and that study's being sponsored by the Southwest Pediatric Device Consortium. So our hope is to get the 15 to 20 patients in the next 9 to 12 months, submit that 510K, get that pediatric indication so we don't have any more off-label uses, and so we can let more and more pediatric clinicians know about this device. Well, TubeClear is just the tip of the iceberg, actuated using small business innovation research grants from NIH, some funding from the Southwest Pediatric Device Consortium, and also the Pennsylvania Pediatric Medical Device Consortium. We're developing some other technologies. Baby Gentle Stick is a device that vibrates a neonatal heels. And so that's being tested right now to see if it reduces pain in neonatal patients at Nationwide Children's Hospital and also Penn State Children's Hospital. We're also experts in 3D printing and understanding the FDA process, and we're developing patient-specific pediatric non-invasive ventilation. So we're trying to do better masks and prongs that fit babies and toddlers and younger pediatric patients better. We also have a device that for bone biopsy for pediatrics and adults. It's called OsteoAccess Junior. And then we have a TubeClear, which is a more gentle endotracheal suctioning system. Lots of these were developed using those SBIRs, or Small Business Innovation Research grants. Well, right now we're seeking a $2.5 million investment into Actuated Medical to develop our commercialization expertise, or hire that sales and marketing experts, pay for patents in these clinical studies. This is actually a greenhouse that kind of explains our product line. And I don't know if you guys could see that pop up on my screen, but I apologize for that. But anyway, this is our greenhouse, and it just kind of explains our process. So we find the clinical need, we submit the SBIRs, we've built this infrastructure here to bring our products all the way to market. And the idea is we're looking for licensing exits. We are founded in 2006. We have 21 employees. We do everything GMP compliant. We have 20,000 square foot facility. We have an FDA clean room. We do R&D. We do electronics, and we have our own machine shop. This is my leadership team. As I said, president, CEO. We have a director of R&D, a director of quality assurance. Olga's on the call with me today. She's our clinical site monitor and senior scientist. And then we have a manufacturing leader. This is my incredible team, and I'll be glad to take any questions. Thank you so much for your time.